Hi, everybody. Russ from the West Ham Network. I hope you are all safe and well. This relatively sunny Thursday. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. You know, all the malarkey. But if you aren't around here and you're new, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. Let's put the better one on. That's a better one. So you made it anytime we put new content on. Apologies for yesterday, for last night, for the Ian Bishop debacle. So he spent, bless him, he sent me a lovely text yesterday. He's gutted, but for some reason Ian couldn't hear me, so we couldn't do it, and so we spent 20 minutes, about 10 minutes before the show was meant to start. About 10, we didn't start till about 10 past 10, and he just went, and there's proof to the pudding. You know, he does protest too much. He did actually turn up, didn't he, at the end, halfway through, and the black screen. But hopefully we'll get him on next week. So we'll have the Ian Bishop night next week. So I know there's so many people disappointed, and I really, really do apologise. That's the trouble with live TV, with live YouTube, isn't it? Anything can happen. So again, mucho apologies for that. But we'll get him back on the show, that's for sure. And yeah. He'll be just as good. And it was typical. He was in a pub. He had a pint. It was perfect. It was perfect placement for Ian Bishop. But hey ho, these things happen. And so we had the quiz. So apologies if you missed the quiz. We did the quiz. It was sort of what should we do? So I just did the quiz instead. Apologies. So yeah. Sorry, but yeah, these things happen. But anyway, I hope you appreciate it. We do try, and it just proves that, you know, sometimes best laid plans don't happen. But we will have an X-Hammer on the channel tomorrow night with Stel doing the preview for the Wolves game, and a Wolves fan as well. So we've got an ex-player and a Wolves fan and Stel. What more could you want for your Friday night? Eh? All your boxes ticked. Stelios, ex-players, and a Wolves fan. Doesn't really pan out very well, that. But anyway, and then obviously I'll be around for the match day live on Saturday for the Wolves game, and then we'll have all the other stuff and things like that. Let's do a little bit of the chat, and then we will go and talk about transfers, because that's what we're going to do on a Thursday. On a Thursday, transfers, because it rhymes with it's got the same letter. Could do it on a Tuesday, but I'm on a Tuesday, so we do it on a Thursday. And I'll talk about what we're going to do on a Thursday with you guys during the lunchtime show. Let's see if we've got in the chat quickly. Loads of people, and I do apologise. I want to get through as many people as possible. Farmer Snowman, hello. You can go out for lunch. Enjoy the show. Take care, man. Obviously, catch up. If you are watching this on catch up, please give a like, nice comment, and let us know what we're doing. If things going, you know, things you like, things you don't like. You know, it's your channel, and so we're trying to deliver as much content as possible, but in the right way for you guys. So, you know, let us know what you think. Scott's on. Check on Chef. State night Thursday night. It's always state night Thursday night, isn't it? Thank God Premier League football is back. Cannot stand international football. Hope you're all good, Rusty B. I certainly am. Father T, good afternoon to you. Gaza, hope you are well. Still not talking about transfers. That's Stel. I'll talk about transfers, but Stel did talk about transfers on Monday. He did. So, I mean, there's about 7 weeks to go, isn't there, until the transfer window opens. So we're just going to get loads of this, and to be honest, a lot of rumours that I've missed. There's so many rumours, so that's what we're going to try and do, is collate them onto a Thursday and digest them a little bit. Good afternoon, disabled team. Hope you're well. Oi, hope you're well, Steve. Everyone's talking to each other. Ludders, good afternoon. Apologies, Ludders, about the quiz. I know you're very, very disappointed. Just Mikey, hope you're well. Just going to throw a few names in there I think might suit West Ham. Think outside the box. Mbaba, Volland, and De Cretari. Oh, I see you. So it's our European consultant. I do appreciate that. And you're just putting names. Just that looked like you went like this on a computer. But Malankovsky, good. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Mikey with the goods indeed. And it's live. We are live. Don't forget. WHU, hope you're well. Steve, Rob, hope you're well. Sean, hope you're well. God, there's loads of people. It is live. Unbelievable, Jeff, it was. I do apologise. Rob's in, Aiden's in. Thursday. See, transfer Thursdays. Exactly. You've got it in one. What's Lingard's brother throwing his toys at the pram for? Was not there when we got standing ovation when he came on at Man U. Very naive comment. It was. Brian, hope you're well. Darren, hope you're well. Still got to blew the lead in the quiz. You did. Go back and watch the quiz. Rich was flying high and let it all slip very, very quickly. Got the feeling for he scored. He was good on BBC. I would love that. He played really well. Acid's in the house. Simon's in the house. Right, let's get into about transfers. Okay, guess what everyone's interested about at the moment, and it really, really is. So, I've been scouring the internet, putting together how many got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done some research today. Stell will be proud. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 players that have been in the last few days. Where we've had some sort of news. Good morning, Danielle, or good afternoon, Danielle. Hope you're well, my friend. Unless you're obviously in the US, but you're not. Good afternoon. So we're going to go through them, and we're going to scientifically dissect them. Scientifically dissect whether they're bullshit or not. That's it. And there's a very scientific way of doing it, which is pattern pending, which I'm going to be talking about as well. So let's start with goalkeepers. Now, there have been no rumours in the last few days about any update about Sam Johnston. Nothing at all. But this man, Neto, Sport have reported that David Moyes' side are the best placed club to sign Neto from Barcelona. He's currently back up to Ter Stegen at Barcelona and spending a lot of time on the bench. He basically wants minutes. He wants minutes. Let me put myself into something. Hello. He wants minutes to get to Qatar and ensure he can get to the World Cup. And obviously, new Barcelona manager Xavi has come in, and he's basically happy to get rid of Neto and put in Iñaki Peña as his number 2 at Barcelona. So, Sport claims that Barcelona won around €8 million. So that's about 6-7 million quid, depends if it's up or down in the euro. And according to a report from Fichajes.net, I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, West Ham have made an official proposal, apparently, to sign him in the upcoming winter transfer. Now, as I said, we're going to dissect these very, very specifically. So we're using, it's pattern pending. It's called the Budden Believability Barometer, pattern pending, BBB. And I'm going to give you a rate. So obviously, top is high and low. This one is going to have a medium rating. Medium to small. I can't really see it happening in the January transfer window because we've got Areola and stuff like that as well. Would it mean Areola goes to PSG? Would we keep him because he's on loan? That's 3 sort of first team goalkeepers, ideally, if you had all 3 of them there. I don't think that's going to happen personally. But, we shall see. So that's the first one. Then we're going to move into defenders. So obviously, the main one is James Tarkowski. As many of you know, try not to bleed it into the screen. James Tarkowski, Claret and Hugh have reported that we are not in the market for James Tarkowski. And that, despite the fact us looking for players who are, for looking for centre backs, Tarkowski is not one of them, apparently. We were obviously after him in the summer last year, up to 40 million we were willing to pay. But Claret and Hugh understands the manager has gone off the player and will be actually looking at players brought him by new head of recruitment, Rob Newman. Makes perfect sense to me. However, according to a report from Football Insider, Burnley aren't interested in doing any deals at all for Tarkowski in the January transfer window. So, the old Budden, the BBB, the Budden. Oh, you can't see. I need to take myself out because you can't see me. There we go. That's better. The old Budden Believability Barometer is not very. It's a little bit higher than Neto, a little bit higher, because there was a vested interest in him. Now let's move on to talk about his Burnley centre back partner, and Stell touched on this rumor. Ben Mee. That's better. Hello, that's better. Ben Mee. Now, Claret and Hugh also reported that we're looking at an approach for Ben Mee. He's 32 years old. He's been at Turf Moor for 11 years now. And I can see a sort of Craig Dawson type similar thing here. In terms of Dawson's side, he's got there could be some, maybe. I'm not too sure with the Ben Mee transfer window whether he's going to come in January or not. Obviously we have been interested in Tarkowski. But Ben Mee apparently is another one who we're looking at. I mean, there's no denying the fact that we're looking for centre-backs. I'm pretty sure we're going to be active in January for a centre-back. Whether Ben Mee is the right person, I do not know. I'm not too sure, to be honest. So the old Budden barometer, believability barometer, very small chance. One person I think there is a bit more chance is this guy. I don't know if you know him. He is Babacar Kamara. I know it's Kamara. He's 21, from Marseille, defensive midfielder, but also can play centre back. So he's got that sort of dual role. He's got 6 months left in his contract, which runs out in the summer, and apparently Marseille looking to cash in on him in January. Rumoured to be 10 to 15 million for 21-year-old. I think that's not a bad deal, actually. Of course, with us hiring our scout from Marseille, Santos, this could have legs. X mentioned the other day we hold an interest in him as well. He's highly regarded amongst many of Europeans' top clubs as well. So whether we get him is another thing, but I think in terms of believability, I think it's reasonably up there. I think, I'm not going to, there's only one player I think is going to be up there, but you'll probably guess what that is in a minute. But I think it's reasonable that we can assume that there's a believability in that. But we'll see. We shall see. Now, let's have a quick look in the chat before we move on, because I don't like going back and doing everything again. To be honest, I can't see anyone coming in January. Maybe domestic loans. We'll look at the team in the summer and reevaluate the squad in the summer. I think there may be some lessons learned from last year, where we didn't really develop certain areas we needed to, but we'll see. Let's go through. Ben Mee too old for us? I think so, but then Craig Dawson, we talk about the blueprint for a Moyes signing, and one of them's age. Craig Dawson, do you know what I mean? And he proved to be a success. So, albeit with a loan, but with an obligation. It could be a loan to obligation with Ben Mee. I don't know, but it's cropped up a few times. I think these links are a good sign. Players, agents are looking at players. So we linked with West Ham. Looks good for the players and raising the profile. Indeed. Now, Nick has alluded to the next person I'm going to be talking about, which is KETIA. Obviously, also plays for Marseille. And again, that Marseille link is something which I think is very, very important. Obviously, we remain really interested in KETIA. Again, with the sort of the Marseille scout link, there could be something happening here. He's highly regarded at West Ham, according to reports, and a potential January, deal could be on the cards. So the old BBB, the Budden barometer, believability barometer, reasonably high. I think slightly higher than Kamara, because this guy's ready to go into the first team. Not saying that Kamara isn't, but he's 21. This guy's a little bit older, but still, under the age of 26. I think he's 24, 25. So I think there's a real good possibility with KETIA. So that's why he's quite high up. Right, let's move into midfield and start with this man. We've always spoken about him. Jesse Lingard, obviously, reportedly open to the idea of returning to West Ham in January, according to multiple journalists, including Dean Jones, I read recently. Speaking to Gimme Sport, he said he's talked up the idea of Lingard making a popular return. Now, popular, well, according to his brother, maybe not so, but again, it's quite naive of what he said, I think, to be honest. Claret and Hugh claim that the Irons are having continued talks with the England man's representatives, but it's based, I think, there's a huge question mark based on, I know Daya says it's, but for me, if Ollie leaves Man United, that could throw a spanner in the works, in my opinion, because there's that still, for me, he still has a belief that he can play a lot more game time for Man United, in my opinion. So I think it depends if Ollie's still in charge by January. I think we will be. It may be a different thing, but we'll see. But anyway, the old Budden barometer is very high for this one. It's believable. We know it's believable. We know there's discussion there. James it's a priority. I totally agree. What we got here, let's go through a few things. Players seem to be playing longer. Look at Laxan, the peak age is 90, he's 30. Won't loan me unless they're in the Prem. No, it's fair enough, James. Yeah, I think Robert could be right. The team should sit together as much as possible. Addition to board and our options are okay with me. Do you know what I like, Mikey, about that statement? Our options. He's one of our own. Oh, Mikey, he's one of our own. Nice. Nice. Everyone's talking to each other. I'm watching the video from the beginning. I want to be with what Russ is saying about all of this. Good. I'm glad, man. Should look at Zakudu from Dortmund. Yes. Left-sided, exactly. And I think that's one thing that's really important. I might look at, maybe do something about Freebie Friday and have a look at some of the freebies available. That might be quite interesting. We need Ollie at the wheel for Jesse Lingard to make the top 4. Exactly. That's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. Right, let's crack on. So Jesse is high up. This guy, Wesley McKennie, the USA international from Juventus. We're apparently looking at midfielders. That's what it says according to CalicchioMelicate.it. There we go. And Wesley McKennie is reportedly a target, pushing, claiming that we aren't scared, apparently, with a 30 to 35 million euro price tag for the American international. In fact, they've learnt after we've asked for information about him. So clearly showing both the players and Juventus are keen on a move if possible. We'll have to wait and see whether a move to London Stadium tickles McKennie's fancy or not. But it could be a good option should the Serie A side decide to cash in. But I don't think this one's going to happen. 30, we're not going to be spending 35 million in a position where arguably we're covered at the moment. So the old button believability barometer, not high for Wesley. It's a shame, good player, but I don't think it's very high. Another midfielder, this guy, Pedro AQUINO. We all know Pedro AQUINO, surely, from Club America. No takers. Well, apparently, Pedro is West Ham United's head of recruitment, Rob Newman's. One of his targets he's identified is Pedro AQUINO as a potential January signing, according to a report from Aguiles Monumental. There we go. He's 26, Peruvian international. He's on the radar according to the Peruvian media outlet, and apparently he's a really tenacious midfielder. His playing style is quintessentially South American, says the website. Tough tackler, and most importantly, when sitting in front of the back four, so a holding midfield, a defensive midfielder, basically. If this report is true, it might indicate that Newman and Moyes aren't convinced with Alex Kral, potentially. He's a good footballer. In fact, the Peruvian media outlet calls him, and I've got it written down here, an outstanding midfielder by the article. So I can't see this one happening unless basically Kral isn't made a permanent fixture in the summer. So the old barometer, very, very low for this one. Look at that. So low. Unbelievable, Jeff. It's so low. Right, let's see what we got next. Who next? Next is a blast from the past. Who remembers this guy? Adnan Januzaj. Anyone remember Adnan Januzaj? Reports from X say that Moyes holds an interest for Januzaj. He obviously currently plays for Real Madrid, Real Sociedad. Holds him high regards, having managed him at Man United and Sunderland. And I want to say, because obviously Moyes was at Real Sociedad, I don't know if Januzaj was there as well at the same time, but possibly. He's 26. He's a free agent in the summer. Perhaps this could be one in the summer. It could be a potential summer transfer now. But the Sun are reporting that he'll be available in January for up to about 25 million, which seems ridiculous. But who knows? With the boy Ben Rama potentially going to African nations, he could slot in there potentially. I don't know. But he's played 17 games this season in La Liga, a couple of goals, a couple of assists under his name. He's playing well, so who knows? In Moyes we trust. But for the old button barometer, not high. Then we've got this man, Todd Cantwell. Good old Todd, lovely hair. What lovely hair for a man. Another young midfielder whose contract is expiring in the summer is this man, the Norwich midfielder. We'll be surprised. I don't think there'll be anything happening in January, obviously. We might wait until the summer to get him on a free. But I think the slight spanner in the works is the appointment of Dean Smith as the Canaries manager, in my opinion. In the same way that Grealish and Smith had a had this sort of father-son relationship when Aston Villa. I can see Smith and Cantwell having a similar relationship at Norwich, and maybe he'll convince him to stay and sign a new contract. So I'd love him. I think he'd be a great addition to the side. Very skillful player, but not. That's what I'll give it. And we'll go through some. We've got a few more. Then we'll go through some comments next. Actually, let's go through some comments now before we go on to the rest of the team. We're looking at about 8 goalkeepers. Our squad is a bit thin. Also, take notice of no Sky Sports. Fair play. Normally X gets it right. No, okay. Don't. On who? Don't go for damage. Oh, Belgium. There's a reason why he's a free agent. Most of I'm sorry, but it might be Steve, but I'm just I'm imparting the information. Save you having to scour the internet and Twitter for it. That's what I'm doing. I expect to see some more after New Year to rest players potentially. I hope Januzaj has I hope Vlasic has a good second season. There will be a lot of teams will be after him. I'm shocked we haven't seen either a South Korean or Japanese player to help increase our fan base and shed loads of shirts. We should put a bid in for old Huang. We'll be against him on Saturday. Always like Cantwell at West Ham, but Dean Smith would want to keep him. I totally agree with you. Ben Rama will be hopefully going away to not hopefully, but he will be going away to the AFCONs. He is a baller. Ito, Mickey, big. He obviously it was highly impressive in the old in the games we played him. Anyway. Let's crack on. We've got a few more. Then we can have a properly dissect everything and have a mass debate about it all. So, Mr. Eddie Nketiah. We're moving to the forwards a bit now. Eddie Nketiah. Obviously, Sky Sports, amongst others, have claimed that he's set to leave Arsenal amid contract uncertainty, and we've been linked to him. We've been linked to him for a while, to be honest. And talks over a new contract have failed to find a resolution. So it looks like he's going to be looking for football elsewhere. Increasingly likely, Nketiah will not stay beyond the summer. So whether it's a summer transfer rather than a January one, obviously, if it is, he can sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign-based club from January. So we'll see. He wants regular football, and Arteta wants him to stay. So there's some sort of discrepancy there. West Ham have reportedly made contact with Arsenal to execute a deal for Nketiah, according to London World, that well-known news outlet, London World. And obviously Leeds were obviously asked him as well, having he played on loan with him recently as well. So for me, the old button barometer, it's not that small, but a third, I reckon. But we'll see what happens with that. Right, let's carry on. Who else we've got next? Next, we've got this man. We honour this man. In the chat, anyone? And deathly silence. It's we all know it is. It's Anthony BARAK. Anthony BARAK. Everyone knows Anthony BARAK. And actually, this follows. This is a double deal, but we'll talk about BARAK separately. Then we'll talk about the second person on that deal very shortly. So Antonio BARAK, he is a Czech boy, Czech attacking midfielder. That's why I got him, because he put my interest in being a Czech boy. So currently playing at Hellas Verona. He's on good form, actually. He's playing really, really well. But he's going to cost a bit of money. He's scored 4 goals this season already from attacking midfield, but he's valued at €25 million or £21 million. So I think a little bit out of our price range at the moment. But it's reported that it could be a double deal, a £45 million double deal for him and this man. Let me give you the button rating. Because he's Czech. But him and this man, Giovanni Simeone, who's on absolute fire at the moment in the Serie A. Obviously, he's playing for Hellas Verona. 9 goals in 10 games or something like that in Serie A at the moment, including 4 in the 4 win over Lazio. Wow. Fair play. He's on loan at the moment. That's the only trouble. That's the fly in the ointment. That's why I don't think he'd come in January, because he is on loan. Apparently, Hellas Verona have an option to buy at the end of the summer, at the end of his loan spell. But the feeling is they're going to try and flip him. He doesn't, I don't know why he would, but apparently they're going to buy it. They have to buy it the rest of his contract, which is like 10 million quid, and they want to get some money back. So it could be a summer deal, because as I said, Verona have the option to buy him after his loan spell. So if he goes anywhere in January, it'll be highly unlikely unless Verona buy it and they buy it from Verona. Very complicated, very, very complicated. But yeah. I think BARAK is a better deal than this one, but that's me. That is me, unfortunately. Right, who at next? This guy, you may have heard of him. His name's Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial exclaimed that Moyes rates him, likes him, which isn't surprising. He's a good player, but there's question marks over his. Question marks over his personality and his effect on the team, on the squad, on the West Ham squad. So I don't think he's going to really pass that MOT, the David Moyes MOT test, to be honest. I mean, also, if he does go anywhere, he'll want to go as the main man. And so Antonio's the main man at the club. So I don't think that will work. I don't think it's going to work. And also, I think it's highly unlikely that Man United are going to let us have this player where we're trying to strengthen a top four position. In the same way with Jesse Lingard, in my opinion. But hey-ho, I'm happy to be shot down by that. So, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he will go, but I think he'll go to a club where he'll be top dog. And I don't think he'll get that at West Ham. So not a very high rating on the old Budden believability barometer. I believe it's the lowest. In the 15. 2 more to go. This guy, this is my guy, Adam Hlozek. Now, there's lots of reports, but the latest one from 90s football, 90-minute football report, there we go, has said that we want to sign him in January. It's believed the Hammers are preparing a loan with obligation to buy bid, similar incentives to how we did the deal with Slavia Prague and Souček in the January, 2020. So this one to me ticks boxes. This one ticks a lot of boxes. Obviously, the link with Krajinski now, obviously on board as 27% shareholder now at the club. He owns 40% of Slavia Prague. That's Sparta Prague rather. So that's one thing. That's one thing going. Secondly, he's a young enough lad to not come in and expect. He's only 18 to come in and expect to be the top dog. So he will come in expecting to be understudy to Antonio this season, but with enough pedigree potential to push Antonio along, and they can vie for the top spot. That's why I think this one could be a goer. In all honesty, I think, and as you can see, that's high for me. I think Jesse is the only one who's higher. To be honest, I think Hlozek is a guy who could really, really be our one, and if it comes in January, absolutely fantastic. And I could see that happening. Really could see that happening, or for a small loan fee with a purchase at the end of the season. Depends how Sparta Prague are doing in the season, if they want to get rid of players or they're looking to move people on. I don't know. Lastly, this guy. My spell check put Andre Belotti, Balotelli, but Belotti, you're not Balotelli. God, how long was that ago? Mario Balotelli, still playing as well. Belotti, out of contract at the end of the season, and we're interested in signing him, but I don't think it's going to happen in January. If anything happens, it'll be at the end of the season, I think. Great player as well, but we'll see. So let's see in the old barometer. 30% chance. 30% chance. So that's, as I said, that's 15 players. And it's just literally taken me like 5 minutes to find. There's loads more, but those are the ones where we've had some news in the last few days. And as I said, we're going to try and do this every week, just as a little roundup. And obviously, when we get close to silly season, I mean, we're about 6-7 weeks until January, innit? Till the end of the year. How quickly is this year gone? It's ridiculous. So, and there'll be more and more of these stories come up. And we'll try and keep a list as well. And maybe I'll do like a little table all that type of thing. Yeah, it's good. You don't want to see my StreamYard. There we go. Right, let's go for some questions. Let's go for some comments. I hope you enjoyed it. We're just trying little things differently and trying a few different formats and seeing what happens. Right. I'm going to get a jersey. Good to know. Think we would need to get rid of certain players before we buy. Potentially. Everybody's thoughts on Origi. I mean, Origi's a great player for us, but again, I don't think unless you're going to pay silly money, we're going to get anyone from the Premier League big boys, because we're in that league now. You know, if we were like a plucky Newcastle, you know, who need players, they could buy Origi off Liverpool, and I think Liverpool will let them have him, but not for West Ham, because that's just in my opinion. For 2 years now, I've said Origi will be perfect for us. Indeed, he's London World. I don't know. It's just called London World. It's a website. Hello from Greece. I've just finished the academy lessons. What rumours I've missed? Manios, go right back to the beginning. There's 15 players. Some we already know about. A couple of that have been picked as well, and just gone through them. Rather go for Simeone from Hellas. You know, I do. I know. I mean, he's on fire. He's on fire. Simeone will go to Newcastle. Well, if he does, it'll have to be some strange deal with Verona, because Verona have got a first refusal and in terms of buying out of the loan. So we'll see what happens there. Mbappe to West Ham confirmed. There we go. Do we need to let players go if we bring in extra players? Does it make a difference if they're foreign or domestic, or if they're under 23s? Under 20, not really from a European perspective, I wouldn't think so. Or under 23s, I don't know how it works with the Premier League squad, because you have to have a certain number of under 23s and stuff like that. So we'll see. No to Martial. I don't think he's going to get Martial, mate. In all honesty, I mean, we haven't spoken about Nesri as well. I mean, there's nothing come up in the last few days about that. That's all right. We're keeping it just up to date with the last few days, just so you guys are aware of what's going on, because there is a lot coming up all the time. So, and if anything breaks, we'll obviously be one of the first ones to break that news. So make sure you hit the bell icon, particularly when we get into January as well, because that's very interesting. What about the legend Phil Jones? Nothing about him at the moment. I hope Peach is getting well. Peach has a heart problem at the moment. He's in hospital at the moment, bless him. Morning, English Yardy. Hope you're well. Simeone's better than all of them. Fair play. Left back needed, please, and another attacking option. I agree. That's the one thing I think we're lacking in terms of rumours, so to speak, is left back. But we'll see. What's wrong with Peach? He has a heart problem at the moment. He had pneumonia. No, he had COVID. Then he had pneumonia. Now he's in hospital. I think he's going to have a couple of stays in his heart. Is it stays or styes? But yeah, it's he'll be on the mend. If we get Martial, we'll be forced to sign Jones in a bog off. Is it true you have minge for breakfast? No. Never eat minge on an empty stomach. No to Martial, no to JANOZA. Anyone from overseas will need time to fit in. True. But the flip side is I don't think people from here are gonna sell to us, because no one likes us. Because we're the plucky young team upstarts who are, breaking into the top four. Hlozek is a talent, but Simeone is a top striker, and I think it's a balance now. I don't think Simeone will want to come in and be top dog, and Antonio is our top dog. So I think Hlozek is to me is more of the guy. But anyway, Simeone never liked his dad for helping to get Beckham sent off in '98. Not for me. Let it go, WHU58. Good afternoon, Coxie. Hope you're well, my friend. You look like a Sontarian of Doctor Who. I don't watch Doctor Who. Let's Google that. I was trying to be good and keep on track, but someone's just. I really do. Fair play. I'll save that. We'll wrap that up in a minute. It's quite funny. Fair play. Yeah, unclean. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's a great shout. Right, let me just upload that. Let's give everyone a laugh. Exactly. Obviously, the Premier League is back as well. We'll be back. Stell's going to do the lunchtime, the preview show on what's the name? Preview show on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. ish, with next player, next hammer, and Wolves fan. What do you want? Yeah, that's actually quite true. That's quite scary. I can't do a split screen, but it's quite scary. Thank you on Clean66, much appreciated. If you like that, give it a like, give the video a like. Why not? Camo is promising, but no better than what we've got in the academy. Very true. Afternoon, Pete. I hope you're well, my friend. Someone mentioned Simeone a couple of weeks back. I think it was Happy Hammerette. It's been going around a while. The Simeone. I think it was in the summer as well. So could happen. Sorry to chime in with negative news, but from listening to Peaches, he might have heart. Yeah, he does have a heart problem, Steve. Yeah, he's in hospital at the moment. So we all wish Peach all the best of luck as always. If you're watching Peach get soon, he will be. He will be. Pretty much South American. That means go missing when it's cold. Yeah, fair play. I know he's good, but he looks a bit poor to me with his pen. No, fair enough. It's funny. Look. If you can't laugh at yourself, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? Blossy might be worth a punt at the right price, or we wait until the summer. That's the balancing act now, isn't it? There's a lot of players, and maybe we'll do it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll have a look at the freebies. There's a hell of a lot of people out of contract. We've gone for a few already today, and you know, might be put an 11 together of players. We could put a really good team of everyone who's available on a free transfer. We are massive indeed. No Arsenal rejects. Only Smith Rowe or Saka get into our first team, even though not straight away. Indeed. Problem with Origi, he tends to get bored when not playing. Fair play. We'll end up getting that Jamaican player that stacked it after Scott that well. Yeah. Oh, like Savio. Someone said, is it Savio? I think we could be right. We could go top of the league with one game to go, and the greedy six will still look down their nose. Indeed. Any players on Championship has worked for us. Dino, that's what I think we could. We're more likely to get Championship players and foreign-based players, rather. There's a few we've been linked with, but not in the most recent days. Still did a whole bunch on the West Ham Weeklies. Go back and watch that as well. We'll be on that. How about Tierney? Kieran Tierney, like him as left back. I don't think Arsenal will sell him to us. I think the only left back I think who's we've been reasonably is Taggy from Ajax, Nicholas Tagliafico. Haaland to Hammers if we get Champions League. There we go. That's what I like. Daniela. Clearly it's 5 o'clock somewhere because you've been on the booze, bless you. We're trying to sign Brent Angel. He was last seen in Panto in Skegness. Well, there we go. Nice bit of clobber you got on, Russ. Thank you. It's an old one, this is. It's an old one, this bit is. But got the older exclusive European pin badge. Europa League. I think played regularly, he would seem best. He struggles to be a bit part. I totally agree. Let's ship out Yama and Masuaku, then get Lingardino and a left back to cover Cresswell. Phil Jones is starring in a remake of Ironside. Fair play. Whoa, did not know he was Diego's son. Wonder if he has his dad's tenacity. I think he does. Yeah, I prefer Johnson right back, to be honest. Share the screen. I did that. Let me go through it. They go through it. You can't drop. No, you're not going to drop him. Morning, Simon. Hope you're well, my friend. Simeone will be heading to Atletico to join his dad. Wasn't he only? He was already playing. I swear he already played for Atletico Madrid. And Giovanni. Simeone. My mind just went completely back. I swear he's played. I swear he went on loan. No, he didn't. River Plate. He was at River Plate. Then he went to Genoa and he stayed all his career in Italy. So possibly, who knows? Afternoon, Moby Dick. Good afternoon to you. Thumbs up, chat. Yeah, if you're enjoying it. If you're enjoying this, is a bit different than I usually do. But give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. All that good stuff. On the road to 10,000 subscribers, as you all know, well and truly. I think about 550 to go. Getting squeaky bum time. We're loving it. We're loving it like that. People say I like Brad Pitt. I think he looks like me. Each their own. I like Balotelli, but don't think you can see him leaving before the end of the season. I don't think he'll go. Georgie's going to be paying over the odds for players. They are, Gazza. You're going to phone up. Hi, this is Newcastle. I want to buy Jesse Lingard. Right, okay, it's 25 million to you. What? Well, you're very rich. Does it matter who West Ham bring in? Can David and his backroom staff bring the best out of them? Well, Dave, that's what I mean, David. Whoever he brings in, I trust now. Apart from Hugo, he hasn't a duff transfer, has he really? So, and now we've got bloody, Rob Newman bringing in ideas. I think it's going to, and obviously Moyes gets the final say. So we'll see. What's our main target? I don't know, Moby Dick. I think centre back. I think centre back. I think there'll be some sort of centre back move. Whether it's, Ogbonna, he could easily not play the rest of this season. And he's old. He's getting old now. And to be honest, this could be an opportunity to bring in a player who will be the long-term successor to Ogbonna. In that Zuma is Zuma is going to be our centre back for many, many years. Hopefully Ben Johnson will be our right back for many, many years. So next is that partner with Zuma. So it might be KETIA. It could be Kamara from Marseille, although he's 21. I think that's maybe a little bit too young to put. But maybe him coming in and Craig Dawson and them two and Diop interchanging. Who knows? Rustam, are there any plans going forward to develop the land around, make it more up to part business? I have no idea, mate. No idea, English Ardy. Who knows? They are doing a bloody good job so far. They really are, my friend. If it was 5 years ago, we'd try to sign Mendy on a 5 to 10 with a 2 extension for good behaviour. Yeah. Okay, but there is Jamaican. You must be loving life. What we talk about we've done a whole thing about transfers. With us getting a great start to the season, have you made any new rituals or superstitions you're thinking prolonging the pitch? Stevie, do you know what? It's all down to me. This whole no rituals. Well, I'm doing a bit more walking around the stadium. Just get my steps in more than anything. But yes, Phil Jones, hope you're well. The Phil Jones, hope you're well, my friend. What we got here, Russ? If you can get a set of players, how would they be? Money, not an operation. Who would they be? Well, I might do that tomorrow. There is an absolute shed load of players whose contract runs out in the summer. Shed load. So, and I'm going to go for. I think Gonza did a few videos about it a while ago. There are an absolute shed load. I won't stretch it out for 3 weeks, but maybe I'll pick the top 10 realistic free transfer targets for the summer or something like that. Yeah, we'll do that. We love Peachy. We do. If you get a set of players, who would they be? Yep. We'll do the free transfer. Obviously, no transfers free, but we'll do the sort of the not transfer fees 11. Because it's not really a free, is it? The fee you would pay to the club, you pay to the players a signing on fee. But yeah, if the squad is settled and playing well, maybe we should spoil the chemistry. Like if someone right now would join and demand and if someone would join West and demanded Anton be nicer to Stell. Oh, there's pot calling the kettle black there. Those two. But then we thought that was Jesse Lingard, didn't we? I was worried about Jesse Lingard coming and joining West Ham and disrupting the apple cart. But it was the Jesse Lingard I thought 3 years ago, not the Jesse Lingard who came in and basically, yes, we were already riding high, but we were dipping down, and he gave us that sort of lift. And if he comes in January, comes again in January, so to speak, as he actually said to the Bishop, then I think he'd do the same thing. Breaking news, Stewart Gerrard has banned tomato ketchup at Villa. Right, Gerrard out, says Hines. What do you think of Lingard's brother's comments? I think it's not naive, but it is what it is, mate. Klasnach, only 28 and contract expiring in the summer, worth a punt. 28, oh, yeah, I mean, Klasnach is he hasn't got the mobility, really, has he? Bit of, always that a bit like a thug. But I think left back is an area which concerns me. Not at the moment because Cresswell's playing great and he's playing probably the best football he's played at West Ham. But succession-wise, if you look across the team, there's 6 apart from forward, like striker. I think striker and left back, there's no succession plan, and I think that's something they'll be looking to address. Whether it is they bleed in someone like Longello from the under-23s, but he hasn't even had a sniff around the match day squad, so that seems unlikely. Ben Johnson isn't a left back; he's a right back, and he's shown that. But those are the two positions I would want some sort of succession plans. So if it is, that's why for Antonio, I'd like to get Hlozek in. I think that would be really good. I think he'd be perfect for us, and perfect in terms of the type of person we need and the temperament, and obviously the Czech boys. we know what fighters they are as well. Always keep up the walking. Always get your steps in. Always get your steps in. As long as JANOZA isn't included, I'll watch. But he's a Belgian boy, though, isn't he? He's a Belgian boy. Surely, we've done all right with Belgians at West Ham across the years. Homework tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to do homework tomorrow, mate. We're going to do some homework tomorrow. Exactly. The Fairy Wish 11. Well, we're doing funny enough, Daniel, where is it? It's the Fairy Tale 11 we're doing. So near enough. So basically give yourself another day. It's quite hard. James is usually hot on these things, and he told me it's quite hard. So I'm going to give him another day. So Fairy Tale 11, I'm thinking princesses, all that type of thing. West Ham related. So Francois van der Elsa, you're welcome. St. Petersburg is absolutely bossing it. I've never heard of him, but I will check him out. The appointment of Rob Newman is a masterstroke. He's not head scout, he's head of recruitment. He will not only look at players, but their mentality for working hard. Breaking news, Jamaica has just sacked their coach. Think is the right move when he's on more technical for the January games. Really? Wow. Rudiger and Christensen at Chelsea are both out of contract this year. They certainly are. There's a lot of people out of contract this year. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Liverpool might not mind strengthening us as they might see it as an investment in Shaft and Man United. Possibly. That's a great shout, actually. That's a great shout. They may see it as us, make sure Man United don't get into the top 4. That's a bit like schoolboy type thing, isn't it? But my dad's bigger than your dad, that type of thing. If LOSSAK is playing in first team or is he one for the future? Only 17, isn't he? Both. He's both. I think he'd come on as a as the someone who could play understudy to Mikel Antonio on the bench and offer something different when Antonio's not having a good game or he's tired, and start for the cups and the Europa Leagues and obviously the FA Cup starting again soon, and so that's it. That's what I mean. Tagliafico would be a good shout, but he's currently injured. It's now or never. Last ditch move for no. I've avoided it. We can include James, include the homework because it's tough. But there we go. But no, I don't think Tarkowski. I think there's better ways you can spend your money, mate. I think if it is putting that towards Kletikar, yes. I think it is putting it towards buying out Kamara from Marseille's contract, yes. There's a lot of good players out there. I don't think. I think Tarkowski. Yeah, he could go straight in. And play. But I think we've got enough. I think we've got. He's not as. I don't think he's better than. I think Craig Dawson's just as good. I really, really do. You might have. I think he's I think Dawson is for that sort of blocker role. He's brilliant, and so. But we'll see what happens. The Geordies will be in the Championship. Don't forget that. Oh, exactly. Could you imagine? But Tarkowski will go to Newcastle anyway. I'm pretty sure of that. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. As I said, we've been through a whole raft of players, 15 today. We'll try and do it every Thursday just to give you guys, just to so you don't have to worry about it. I'll do all the hard work. I'll do all the grafting. I'll do all the trolling through in the internet and looking at West Ham. It's a hard life, but I'll do that and present to you sort of the latest transfer rumours. If you like it, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Let us know if you enjoy the content or if there's anything more we can do for you. Please let us know because we want to. It's your channel. We want to make sure that you guys get as much out of it as possible. It's as much your channel as it is our channel. We're just in front of it, but it's your channel. It's about the community. As I said, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers and over 50 members. And so, as always, at the end of each one of my shows, I like to thank every one of them personally. So thank you very much to all our lovely, lovely channel members. If you want to become a member, hit the button down here, which says join, and look at all the tier lists. We're going to be revising that tier list soon anyway, in the next couple of months to make it a lot more simpler for everyone, reducing that tiers down and stuff like that and all that good stuff. But Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow lunchtime with another lunchtime show, going through some of the freebies, that are available potentially in the summer. There's loads, but loads of good ones, loads that could play a part at West Ham, that's for sure. And as always, what have we got here? With the Chet Man, will we now get a sponsor for that? Who knows? Did you say, yep, Martin Fornals, congratulations. So Martin Fornals and Joey Baker, Anton's son. It's meant to be. the new midfield partnership for West Ham in many, many years to come. Oh, Rusty, we love you. Thank you very much. Steve, thank you very much. Josh Doig. We were looking at Josh Doig, weren't we, in the summer? That could be a good shout. Dan, take care, everyone. All right, then, guys. So, hope you have a great rest of the day. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon in case Stel or Anton doesn't. It'll be Stel, Anton still away for another couple of weeks. A daily show or anything in case any breaking news. I'll be back tomorrow lunchtime. We got Stel tomorrow night, 9 p.m. UK time, with the Wolves preview with a Wolves fan and also a ex-Hammer as well. And again, apologies about the Ian Bishop debacle yesterday. He'll be back next week, hopefully. And then I'll be doing the match day live on Saturday as well. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Get those jab appointments. Come on, you irons. And we'll be seeing you very, very soon. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye.
It's like a family tree.